This is the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. Ever wish you could re-listen to your favorite interview or segment? Do you enjoy hearing older shows for the first time in years? Then the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less is just what you need. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Greetings, friends, neighbors, and Centralites. Welcome to this edition of the best moments of the BBQ Central Show in 10 minutes or less. I am your host, John Solberg, and this show is being brought to you by The Butcher Shop, purveyors of highly sought-after 100% Australian non-crossbred Lara 9+ briskets that are always hand-picked just for you. The Butcher Shop has been retailing the finest meats for more than 15 years. Every week they're shipping out competition-quality meats to many of the biggest teams in the competition scene across the nation. Simply put, teams who use The Butcher Shop win, and they win often. Even if you're not a competitor, you still deserve the finer cuts. The Butcher Shop is shipping some of the finest prime, dry-aged Australian Wagyu and Japanese Wagyu steaks to people just like you and me who aspire to be the kings and queens of the backyard. The Butcher Shop always has Berkshire, Compart Duroc, Allegiance Duroc, and Prairie Fresh all-natural pork in stock. And again, it's always hand-picked just for you. Let's review. The best competition briskets, they got them. The best pork selection, they got it. Giving you better overall options to cook at home? It's a fact. So give the Butcher Shop a call today, 850-458-8782. That's 850-458-8782. You mentioned the BBQ Central Show. You're getting 10% off your entire order each and every time you call. You can also go over to Facebook and check them out. Facebook.com/The Butcher Shop. Remember, shop is spelled S-H-O-P-P-E. The Butcher Shop, home of the 100% Australian non-crossbred Lara 9+ briskets. Today we're taking a jump back to 2008. Greg catches up with a legendary barbecuer, creator, goat of rub, Byron Chisholm.
In case you missed the first segment, you missed an epic call by Dan. So you can loop back to the archives if you are so inclined at a later date to get that call. Certainly going to be an all-timer for sure. As promised, my next guest has been on the barbecue competition circuit for the past 10 years. He has finished in the top 10 Team of the Year standings for the KCBS the last 7 years running. Last 2 years, snagging second runner-up honors in 97. Started selling his now famous butt rub, and the rest is history. He's appeared on a number of television shows to include the Barbecue Challenge shows that aired first on the Outdoor Life Network, and then most recently on the Versus Network. Of course, I'm talking about living legend Byron Chisholm. Byron, thanks for taking the time out to join me tonight. How are you?
I wasn't sure you were talking about me when you said the living legend part. I almost hung up. No, I was just kidding. No, that's very flattering. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
So you kind of had an interesting journey into the world of barbecue, maybe not like how some of the other guys had. You graduated from college in the early 90s with a marketing communications degree, but your heart was more or less into cooking. So in 94, you attend the prestigious Culinary Institute of America, and then somehow barbecue mixes into that whole scenario. So why don't you tell us about how that happened?
It is kind of an odd set of circumstances, but it's finally starting to make sense. I think the moral of the story is I've always followed my heart, and the worst part was when I was in college. I was just I wasn't a scholar, so I was right away. I was out of place. I love the social life of it all, but I just didn't have a niche, but I kind of found one with cooking, and graduating from college. Usually, you move to a city and you get a real job and all this. Well, I moved to a beach town and started cooking. So I've always been a little different. It's working and I'm enjoying it, so I can't complain. Yeah, I really when I learned how to cook, you're on a limited budget in college, and learn how to cook is like the coolest thing you could do because you can eat good and not spend all your money, and your friends are impressed. So
and the chicks dig it too, don't they?
Okay, yeah,
chicks dig it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a cheap date.
No doubt.
Anyway, so that's. When I started cooking, I thought I found my niche for sure, and I did, and it's just kind of serendipitous when I had a next door neighbor that was an old time barbecue guy. And old time, I mean, come from the school where if you didn't build your own pit, you didn't barbecue, and of course, everything you did was you made it. There's no such thing as bottled sauces or so it was a real kind of good education, I guess, grassroots, and he built me a cooker. We went to a scrapyard and got everything for 10 cents a pound, and put this thing together. He never charged me for putting it together. My first cooker was like, a gift. And so when I started cooking on that deal, I cooked on it every chance I got, and of course I had a day job or night job cooking, but still barbecue became a part of my soul in the early days, and I never could really turn away from it, I don't guess.
Byron Chisholm is our guest. So was your getting into the competitive side of barbecue just a way to more or less promote and sell your rubs, or were you actually looking to win the competition first and then after getting awards, kind of parlaying that into being able to sell your rubs on your competition success?
Well, that's a good question. Actually,
Find out what Byron had to say, because it is a really good question, and you can do that at thebbqcentralshow.com. Link in today's show notes is taking you to the complete episode. Byron Chisholm, one of the originators of the rub movement we see today. Could be argued that William Wall, better known as Billy Bones, was also a big part of that movement, but it kind of becomes a Nirvana, Pearl Jam kind of situation, both of them rising to great success at the same time. Both of them still players today, so go check that out. If you want to get a hold of me, John, J-O-N, at thebbqcentralshow.com. Drop me a line, and until next time on the best moments of the Barbecue Central Show in 10 minutes or less, I'm your host, John Solberg. I cannot wait to talk to you again soon.